Are live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watches on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, great win. Great way to finish strong on the road trip, right? Lakers had this 5-game road trip. You finished 3-2. Obviously, the Thunder game left a bad taste in all of our mouths. But like I always say, right? Like, how do you respond after losses, right? Lakers lose opening night, go on, what was it, 5 straight? Or no, it was 2 straight, and then a loss, and then 5 straight, and then a loss. And then you won 1, lost 1, and now you've won 2 straight, back to back, by the way. And, the Pelicans game, obviously, it was, one of those things, like, that was expected. I actually kind of wanted the Lakers to do to the Pelicans what they did to the Bucks, which was just basically control and dominate. I mean, they controlled the game, but, more so kind of just almost just kind of coasted. And part of that was probably they knew, one, we're going to win this game. 2, we got into the Bucks game next, right? But I'm not a fan of, like, you're up 15. This, all of a sudden you look up and they have a chance to take the lead. I never thought, there was never a moment where I was like, oh, they might lose this, but still, it's one of those things where, you want to handle business. You want to handle business swiftly. This was a game that was that, right? The game was basically over at halftime. It's a beautiful win, dominant performance. Guys are hitting shots. You knew Milwaukee was going to make a punch. You knew Milwaukee was not just going to lay down and call it a night. So at that point, it's just kind of weathering, right? I think the closest they got it was like, 14, something like that, which, again, you expect. You expected them not to lay down. You take your foot off the gas a little bit, just trying to get out of there with a win. You're coming off a back-to-back. Also, Milwaukee just couldn't buy a shot to save their lives, and all of a sudden they kind of got hot. Right? At one point, they hit like 5 out of 7 threes in, like, I think it was like the third quarter alone. So, you kind of live with those results. Again, you knew that they were going. Luckily, you handled the business you needed to handle during their drought to extend the game far enough to where basically you were in control the rest of the way. Basically, you dominated that game the rest of the way. That's what I like to see. I really appreciated that the Lakers, never relinquished this lead or, let it get too close or anything like that. Luka continued to, just hit big shot after big shot. And I thought that this was a really nice game. DeAndre Ayton was fantastic again. He had another 20-10 game, 2 steals, a block. But I thought he was really good defensively. I thought he was really good at just continuously applying pressure on Milwaukee. It kind of just ruined their game plan, put their game plan for a loop. But Bronny James got the start. He only played, under 10 minutes. He played 9 minutes and 54 seconds. So not really much. But he had a steal. He had a steal, assist, and a rebound. But the big story was we got to do Thiero. Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, right? 4 points, grabbed a board. It should have been 2. He got the offensive rebound, and then he got the other rebound right as the quarter expired. What was it, in the first quarter? So it was kind of like, but gave us 4 points and a rebound in 4 minutes. Obviously, look, it's his first game back. I imagine the Lakers were not going to just throw him into the pits, right? Like, I imagine that the Lakers were going to be kind of cautious with him. I would have been surprised if he played more than like 10 minutes this game. Slowly let him kind of get his feel for the game. Slowly let him kind of, climb in this game. But I love the way he moved, right? Like, again, it was small sample size, not really much you can gain from that. But, I thought in the minutes that he played, he moved well. He was, tracking down those balls. The shot went up. He wasn't just standing there waiting and getting he was going after it. It's how he got the offensive rebound. And then he had another sequence where he did it right after. He's big, man. I mean, he's just big and strong and athletic and physical. And you're just like, there he is, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I just sit there just like, there he is. Look at him. There he is. It was like, I was like a proud dad, like, just like, there he is. Like, just so excited because he is. I really do think he's a guy that could be, a difference maker. He's probably not going to be in the playoff rotation or anything like that. We got to have realistic expectations for him. I'd love if he is. I mean, if he's that good, great, right out the gate. But realistically speaking, when I say difference maker, I think he can be a difference maker over an 82 game season, right? He's a guy that I could see kind of getting minutes, playing a role once he gets comfortable and bought in, kind of help us. Just again, it gives you another big physical, athletic, lengthy body. So I really loved what I saw out there from a dude Thiero in the limited minutes. Again, small sample size. But outside of that, Maxi Kleba played the most minutes that he had for the game. And I know he was a plus 22, but if you watch that game, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple. I was like, I know, JJ, I know that you're trying to. DeAndre Ayton got into foul trouble. I know you're just trying to get out of this game. You have a large lead, all of that stuff. I don't think he plays 25, almost 26 minutes had Lakers not been up 30. But it was just watching that, and it's just, and I like Maxi Kleber. Like Maxi Kleber has always been one of those guys that's like, you watch him play and you're like, God, like this guy's really good. Like, he's not a star, like he plays his role, he hit shots, right? Like, but he was just rough out there. He just wasn't moving right. Just, they kept attacking him. I was just like, he wasn't really like rebounding great. Like, he had a couple he had like two like nice assists in particular, and then he hit that 1-3, which was the only shot he took. 5 fouls, but he just, every time they targeted him, it was either a bucket or he fouled them, and I was just like, oh, it's just like, come on, man. I would have rather played Jackson Hayes. But the difference is you could play Maxi Kleber alongside DeAndre Ayton. That was the idea, to kind of match Turner and Giannis. I get why he did it. It just, there was a couple of times where I was like, I'd rather live with the result, rather live with the L. But again, DeAndre Ayton was fantastic. Luka Doncic, I mean, what do you say? 41 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, 2 blocks. Only had 3 turnovers, which Ski Reeves only had 3 turnovers as well. So Ayton, Reeves, and Luka are big 3, who once again are the main kind of components here. They collectively put up 86 points. Reeves also chimed in with 6 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal. Reeves's connection with DeAndre Ayton might actually be better than Luka's. Like Austin Reeves' connection, which kind of makes sense. He got a little more time to play with just him and Ayton, but Austin Reeves had a couple just like really good finds on DeAndre Ayton, right? So I actually liked what we saw from him. Austin Reeves also shot 3 ball well, but like I always say, he's really streaky. It's either like 5 of 9 or 1 of 9. But overall, good games from those guys. Dalton Connect, I thought was solid. Right, rebounded the ball well. Hit a couple shots. 3 wasn't really falling. He hit that early 3 and didn't really give us much. Jackson Hayes, I thought, gave us some nice play in limited minutes. Just again applies that rim pressure, that athleticism, particularly alongside Luka. He's just such a high flyer, right? So Luka kind of just like, he had like Jackson Hayes had one dunk in particular where he just like kind of threw it up, and Jackson Hayes, like, I don't even know how he scaled it. I don't even know if he actually touched it. He might actually hit it on the way down, whatever. But like he just like slammed it home, and I was like, damn, like because it just seemed so high. I was just like, that was pretty good. But again, overall, Jake LaRavia, I thought defensively had some nice defensive sequences, rebounded the ball well. Shooting, I mean, he was terrible shooting the basketball. But he was actually our best plus minus guy. And, again, I just thought made some plays outside of the just offense, which is what you want to see, right? When the shot's not falling, what else are you doing for the team? Thought he did a good job defensively, creating turnovers, just putting them in compromised spots. He hit a shot, which was nice, but grabbed the rebound, 6 rebounds. I thought we rebounded rebounded the ball very well this game collectively as a team. Obviously, DeAndre Ayton had the 10, Luka had the 9, but you had a bunch of guys with 6, and that's what you want to see, right? Like, get the ball, chasing down loose balls, being more active. I thought the Lakers won a lot of those 50-50 balls, which was good, right? Because Lakers usually lose those. And I thought the Lakers did a really nice job of just kind of tracking down, getting to the ball, beating Bucks players to the basketball. But at the end of the day, look, obviously the Atlanta game hurts. It's just like, man, we could have been 4-1 on this road trip. But it is what it is. Bygones, bygones. Can't change the losses. You can only change the wins, right? So again, you handled business. You got the job done. You finished this road trip on a positive, right? 3-2 on the road trip. Obviously, you won the 2 back-to-backs, but 3-2 on the road trip, I will take that at any time, right? Like, if anytime you can go on the road, Lakers have been very good on the road this season. Well, anytime you can go on the road and win this, that's huge. Lakers next, like, I think it's like 5 or 6 games are like incredibly winnable. So this could be a good stretch for the Lakers to really kind of gain some cushion and some separation there, which would be nice. But anyway, let's get into all of the super chat questions, all of the regular chat questions, all of that stuff. I appreciate all of you being here. Real quick for me, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. People are beautiful, and let's get into it here. Give me 1 second. Why is this? There we go. All right, starting us off with a $5 super chat. Cypher coming to hot the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. A dude look nice. Agreed. Solid on defense, and his athleticism is just what we need. Can't wait to see more of what he can do. That dunk was beautiful. Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, athletic, versatile, play defense, run the floor, switchable defensive piece, big physical body, right? Like, he's a guy that I think can, again, be a real difference maker as soon as this season, at least over the course of the regular season. And then ideally he becomes what you're hoping and projecting him to be, which is that OG type, right? A guy that can knock down the open three, defend essentially 1 through 5, be able to be a mover without the basketball, slasher cutter. His athleticism is going to be huge playing alongside Luka Doncic, because he's going to be able to get to his spots. He's going to be able to be a lob threat. He's going to be able to be a lot of things for this Lakers team that I really think will put the Lakers in really good position for him and allow him to be in really good position to have success. So I'm really excited for what a dude Thiero can bring. Obviously, it's a small sample size, but I thought he looked great. I thought he moved well. He looked comfortable out there. He wasn't just sitting around settling, right? He was going to the basketball. I mean, like I mentioned, that's how he got that one offensive rebound early in the game, because he was in the corner. He could have just sat there, let the ball go up, watched the ball, and then just got back on defense. No, he saw the ball go up and went to the basketball. Ended up snatching that and then kicked out. Boom, we hit a 3. Beautiful. We're going the other way. Like, I love that, right? Give you that effort, give you that energy. And then, like I said, he should have had another rebound, but the clock expired as it hit his hand, so they don't count it. So, but again, great game from a dude Thiero, and yeah, he's a guy that is going to be very exciting. But appreciate you, Cypher. All right, let's jump into the regular chat. Some more super chat trickle in. Gaming. Let's go, Tyler. What a win. Agreed, man. Great energy, especially on that back-to-back to end the road trip. Couldn't agree more. Those always seem like trap games. Great way to end the road trip. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Yeah, I mean, look, anytime you can go on a 5-game road trip, anytime you can go play 5 games on the road and come out with a winning record, it's really good, right? The OKC game, obviously, tough. It was a tough pill to swallow. You got your butt kicked. It happens. Those games happen. How do you respond? It's like I say all the time. How do you respond, right? Yeah, you beat the Pelicans, okay, sure. Pelicans, fine. Milwaukee's been really good this year, right? And you're on the road playing in Milwaukee. You don't have several guys, right? Rui's not playing, Marcus Smart's not playing, LeBron James not playing, right? Gabe Vincent's not playing, and you go in this game and you pull out the win, and you did it in dominant fashion. Right. I mean, that game, like I said, the game was over at halftime. You were just at that point, just controlling it. At that point, it was just, controlling that game. Don't let them, go on too big of a run. Adu Thiero is the GOAT. I love it. I am. It was really exciting to see it. Luka is unreal, man. Reeves was also really clutch and keeping the Bucks at bay. When the threes earlier in the fourth, and with Smart and Rui out, we were down a scorer and a defender, still won. Yeah. Again, this was just a great game all around. I mean, Luka hit those back-to-back threes in particular. It was the end of the third quarter. That kind of just settled things, right? They went on that run. It's kind of like, and then just boom, boom. And you're just like, all right, there we go. And then, I mean, he rattled off 8 straight in the third. So, just great win. Israel, yeah, agree with you. great win. Tyler, what is it going to take for Dalton to get it going offensively? Probably a trade. I mean, look, he's had plenty of opportunities. He's had, shot attempts, moments, stuff like that. He's actually shooting the two ball and the mid range very well. Okay, if you remove the 3-point shot, right, he's actually playing well, at least offensively. He's moving well. He's moving without the basketball. He's slashing cut. Right? I don't think it's all poor on Dalton Connect. His defense is still rough, which is the biggest kind of culprit for him. But his 3-point shot is the thing that is most surprising, because that's what he was most known for. That's what he was kind of best on. That's what he was drafted as, that like dead eye, lights out 3-point shooter. And it feels like that's really killed his confidence in that area in particular. So I'm hoping he can kind of bounce back. But Samurai Jack coming out the final super chat. Thank you so much. Seriously, I really appreciate that. I'm still hurt about OKC. Likewise. Why can't we do this against the good teams like them? I mean, OKC is the best team in all of basketball, right? A couple factors you got to keep in mind, right? Let's not pretend like Milwaukee isn't a good team. I mean, Milwaukee, what was the record? I think didn't they have the same record as us? Right. And, at home, they might have had slightly better. Let me pull it up real quick, because I know it was close. I know they were like, come on, why is it being so slow? They have a 8-6. So they were 8-5 coming into this game. Lakers were 9-4 coming into this game. So literally a 1 game difference. And so Lakers were able to do that, get that done on the road. OKC, again, they beat everybody. I mean, last year they beat everybody by double digits. This year they're beating everybody by double digits. Their margin of victory is like 12 or something like that off the top of my head. Again, this is just what they do. Right? Bad games happen, blowouts happen. It's not something that I think we can dig too much into. There's definitely things that you look at with the OKC game, right, that are definitely like questions of concern. I don't really know, like cause for concern, right? Like Austin Reeves handling the ball pressure and the physicality, right? The way that they kind of like forced Luka to be a little more aggressive, and they like their game plan, their play style. Again, it's very different when it's a 7-game series and you're making adjustments. And you got to keep in mind, the Lakers have had the Thunder's number the last few seasons. I mean, even last year, Lakers had OKC's number. You don't think they know that? You don't think they remember that? Right? It took the NBA going like, hey, we can't let our darling lose 2 games in a row to the Lakers at home, right? So they end up ejecting Luka. Otherwise, Lakers go back to back. Again, blowout losses happen. It happens. I don't think you can put too much into it. Play them 3 more times. Got to remember, Lakers literally did the same thing to OKC in OKC the previous year. Now, I know last year isn't this year, but I think this team's much better than last year's team. And you're missing guys like LeBron and things like that. Again, bad games happen. So I don't think it's anything to haste too much to worry about. We've seen the Lakers have tough games, play tough teams, and handle business. So again, it's just about getting the wins. Whether you win by 20 or you win by 2, I don't really care, right? Like, losses are losses, right? Whether you lose by 20 or you lose by 2, losses are losses. It all equates to the same. Obviously, there's better loss. Like, OKC wasn't a good loss by any stretch. But, there are some games where you're just like, you know what? Like, yeah, that was a loss, but it was a good loss, right? Because there were these things that you can take away from it. So, again, I'm not going to judge the Lakers and OKC matchup just on 1 game. And also, you got to keep in mind, and you saw it last year with OKC, but the game's very different in the playoffs. There's a formula to beat the Lakers. It's how I said Atlanta might beat the Lakers if the Lakers aren't careful. And they did, right? Again, I broke it down in video. Like, there is a very simple formula to beating the Lakers. Not all teams can implement it, but they struggle against athleticism. They struggle against speed. They, Austin Reeves in particular struggles with that point of attack. But once you get to the playoffs, LeBron would have been a huge difference. I'm not saying that Lakers would have won the game with LeBron, but LeBron would have been a huge difference maker, because Austin Reeves was really struggling to bring the ball up, really struggling to handle the basketball. Luka Doncic even had his struggles as well. They don't have anybody to check LeBron. LeBron's too big, too strong, too fast. He's a guy you could just put the ball in his hands and let him. So again, I don't want to judge it yet. Let's give it some time. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shoot, I lost my place. Give me one second. Here we go. All right. There we go. The Lakers team might hit 60 wins this season if LeBron comes back and looks really good. We might be the second seed behind OKC in the end. I mean, what's crazy is Lakers could win 60 games and still not outpace OKC. I predicted them to win 53 wins. Now, granted, I didn't expect LeBron and everyone like that to be out, but to me, I don't know if that's going to be the main goal for the Lakers. Like, hey, let's go get 60. Right. My concern more is like towards the end of obviously they're going to try to win as many games as they can right now. They're going to try to, get as close to that as possible right now. My concern is just towards the end of the season, right? Like, let's say they have 5 games left. Right. And it's like, okay, well, if we win the next game, then we have the tiebreakers. And at worst, we finish third. Right. I could see them going and winning that game and then kind of sitting everybody the rest and might lose all 4 games, but it's like, hey, they got that. Like, I just think it'll depend on how things come towards the end. But look, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, this team, like I said, this team is very good. This team is a very good basketball team. This team is going to be at worst top 4 seed in all of basketball. You add in LeBron, you add in fully healthy, start building that chemistry, start rounding out what you want this team to look like in their identity, and all of a sudden we could be in business here. We get LeBron back soon. We got Adu back. Smart and Rui should be back next game. We get to see how this team really is. Didn't see you last night. So glad we won because I would have blamed you. I get it. No, like by the time I got home, I had a long day. I wanted to do a live stream when I got home, even though it would have been later. But by the time I actually got home and was able to live stream, it was so late, even like West Coast standards. So I was just like, I'll just have to do it tomorrow. Luckily, we have a game back to back. So the game was so early, so kind of like threw everything for a loop. So luckily I was able to watch the game. Adu, man, ridiculous. Ray, how are you? Happy Saturday, Tyler. Happy Saturday to you as well. Always great. Nice when Lakers win. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Giannis gave Thiero the game ball. Continues to prove why you can't hate that man. Dude, Giannis is, come on, man. Like, the guy is, he's Giannis and Luka on the same team in a year or two. It's going to feed generations. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Watching Giannis this game, I'm just like, don't worry. Next year, force your way to the Lakers. Then you won't have to worry. Then you won't have to do everything yourself, right? You got this. No fear to go to the rim, and I love it. Right? I love it. Just got the notification on Bleacher Report. Lakers got to fix those habits. Yeah. I mean, look, Lakers, Lakers, it's early in the season, right? Lakers have definitely some good throughout these, 14 games or whatever. There's always goods and there's always bads. There's always takeaways and things like that, right? Like, got to do a better job taking care of the basketball. Got to do a better job, on the defense side of things, particularly protecting the perimeter, right? We'll see when LeBron comes back. LeBron's going to be able to help mask a lot, and especially if he doesn't have to work so hard offensively. We've seen him be able to buy in defensively. So again, there's things that Lakers absolutely need to work on. Every team needs to work. Like, there's things even OKC can do better. It's just Lakers. We got to get everyone back. We're starting to get healthy. Go on some strides. Again, guys are going to miss games here and there. It happens. Get back in the strides. Get back in things. Start creating and establishing that identity, and I think we'll be in good shape. LA would welcome Giannis. That's what I said when he's in the Lakers jersey. I was just watching that. Like, don't worry, Giannis. Just get through this year. Adu looks huge, man. Yeah, he does. I mean, again, he's 6'7", 6'8", 7'1" wingspan. Right, the guy's big, physical, athletic, quick. I mean, the guy's ridiculous. That Adu dunk in the end got me excited. From Agreed, looks promising with that poster, man. Yeah, exactly. He's a guy that just Didn't give him time. Got to be patient with them. You got to keep in mind, one, he's just getting back. Or not even getting back. I mean, just getting to the league, right? Two, he's a rookie. So he's good, just like all rookies. He's going to have his ups and downs. He's going to have his good games and his good stretches. He might have a game where he goes and gives us, 20, right? And we're just like, oh man, this guy is the best guy ever, best player ever, all of that. And then there's going to be games where it's just like, ooh, get this guy off the basketball court, right? Like it's part of the ebbs and flows of a rookie. But he's a guy that I really do think can help this team. Hey, Tyler, how was your night looking at the schedule? We can go on a little runner. Yes, I actually mentioned that on my little 10-minute breakdown before the live stream or before getting in the chat here. Like, yeah, Lakers next, like, I think 5-6 games, something like that, are incredibly winnable. I'll do a video breakdown on that here in the coming days. Let's see. Are we the Nuggets? Luka, Jokic, Reeves, Murray, Bron, Gordon. I mean, I'd take Bron over Gordon. I mean, it depends on how, I guess. I mean, Luka is like the guard version of Jokic. Reeves, Murray, I think there's some things both guys do better. I think you can make an argument either way. Bron, again, I'd take over Gordon. It's just, I like the matchup. I do. Luka loves to play against Denver. Problem is just slowing down Jokic type thing. Should go 3-0 next games. 2 against the Jazz, 1 against the LA Unctions. Yeah, definitely. I'm with you, Alex. Hi, my little brother had this trade idea. I think it's crazy, but want to hear your opinion about it. So the Lakers get Amin, Jabari, Fred, and Şengün. Rockets get Dalton, LeBron, Reeves, Gabe, and Rui. If you're the Lakers, even though Fred VanVleet won't play this season, if I'm the Lakers, I would be running to the door to go do that. However, I mean, you think the Luka trade was bad? This might be actually worse. Because, again, it's just LeBron James is 40 years old, or 41 years old, right? And you're talking about, Amin Thompson might be the next great two-way star. Like, that guy is ridiculous. Şengün is already, a top 7 center, maybe even better, top 5-7 center in all of basketball. Can play the power forward spot even. Fred is kind of just dead money this season. And then Jabari Smith. I just, if Houston would hit their head and were willing to do that, you do that. I mean, I would help pack all of those guys' bags to go. I mean, Lakers might never lose. Lakers might go 82-0 if everyone's healthy. I mean, you'd be the best team in all of basketball at that point by a large margin. Realistically speaking, I don't see a world, and I know it's crazy because we just traded for Luka. That might actually be more insane. Like, as far as like Houston hitting their head, never say never. I am one of those people. Never say never. But yeah, I love the thought process, but I don't see that scenario. But appreciate you, appreciate your little brother. What's going on, Lincoln? Appreciate you. What's up, Chris? How are you? Salute, buddy. All right. Let's see. Got to give a big shout out to DA, aka Domination. Dude was unbelievable tonight and last night too. Such a great signing with him. And if he keeps this up, may just be our center of the future. I mean, yeah, the guy has been everything we could ask for and more. The guy has been ridiculous. So I love it. I love what we're seeing from him. He's been that guy, right? He had 20 and 16, and then follows that up with 20 and 10. Let's see. You said he's strong and physical. There he is, waiting for you to turn around. But was good. There he is. Yet, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thiero, love it. Thiero was fantastic. Let's see. Adu's body type definitely looks like OG, 1,000%. Like, that's why I've always liked the OG comparison, right? Like, he's built like OG. He's just more. He's faster footed. He's got better lane agility, and he's got a higher vert. So he has the potential to be like an athletic, more athletic OG, which OG is athletic. Don't get me wrong. Don't sleep on OG. But if a dude Thiero can even become half of what OG is, that'd be huge for the Lakers, especially for a second round pick. That, I mean, OG's everything this team needs. Big, physical, versatile, can defend 1 through 5 for you, hit the open shot, go get you 20 on any given night, right? Like your OG you're talking about is like the premier kind of two-way, 3-and-D archetype in this league, right? Like he's a guy that, like you think of a guy like Herb Jones and the price tag he might go for. Again, OG is one of those guys that you can double it, right? Love the rookie. I am very excited for the rookie. I think a do on-ball defense might be a little rough against quicker opponents, but against bigger, slower guys, a do is going to be claims. Yeah, I mean, look, there'll be an adjustment period, right? Because there's college fast, and then there's NBA fast, right? Like there's like, oh man, that guy is insanely fast, and then there's like, what just happened? Right? Like, there's like the flash fast. So there's levels to this. But as he gets more comfortable, he has the tools, because it's not just about your athleticism, right? Something I've talked about with Bronny. Bronny's been very good on ball as a point of attack defensive guard, as an on ball just defender, right? Applying ball pressure, all of that. He, however, is too reliant on his athleticism, right? So he is, again, been great, but he leans so heavily into his athleticism, which he is such an insane athlete. He is such a great athlete. And you see this a lot with the young guys. They think, oh, because I'm so athletic, I'm so quick, I'm so, long, lengthy, all this stuff, I can recover. So you'll see, like, Bronny is a great example. You'll see a lot of times Bronny will give up too much of a driving lane, right? So instead of staying in front and defending and then shuffling your feet, sliding your feet, staying in front of the guy, using your athleticism as your advantage, he's using his athleticism as his crutch. So he'll give too much of a driving lane, thinking and knowing like, hey, I can just get back, right? And at times he can, but also you'll see him try to do the whole reach around pause, right? Like type of steal, or, trying to do the from behind block type thing. And, it's just, it's one of those things where, he's just got to learn better defensive positioning. That'll come with time. A dude Thiero, I could see some of the same things, right? Obviously, we haven't seen it yet, right? We got a 4-minute sample size, but I wouldn't be shocked if, him defending Ja Morant, he just gets blown by a couple times because he's giving too much of that driving lane, and Ja is just going to take advantage of that, right? So, again, there's a lot to defense, especially if you want to be elite, right? Like if you want to be a really good defensive player, a lot of it is just effort, right? Especially when you have the tools that a dude Thiero has. But if he wants to be elite, right, you have to be able to, you have to know proper defensive position. You have to know proper help defense. You need to know proper, just the way to navigate screens, the way to read offenses. Like there's just so much that goes into it that it's not as simple as like, I'm going to go out there and just like, put my hands up and stay in front of guys, your local Y it is, but not at the NBA level. Herb, where you at? I'm with you 100%. I did a video earlier today about it. Let's see. At what point did your emotions crash and your mood change? I'm assuming. Was it the 15-0 Bucks run? To be honest, this game I wasn't worried at all. Like I really wasn't. Like even when they got it to like 16 or whatever, 15 or whatever it was, I really wasn't. Right? If they would have gotten it to like 7, then I might have started feeling some pressure. But again, 30-point game. Lakers are just coasting. They're just trying to get out of there. You're on a back-to-back. You knew Milwaukee was going to make a run. I mean, Milwaukee was shooting like abysmally poor. Right? You knew there was no way they're going to keep shooting that poorly. Like you knew they were going to go on a run. You knew that they were going to cut that in half at some point. My thing was just how would the Lakers respond? And every time Milwaukee did it, boom, Lakers responded, got it back up to 20. Again, when you're up 30, your job is just to weather it, right? Just don't lose the lead entirely. Like very rarely do you do you go up 30 and then win by 30, right? Like usually, unless, the free throw game at the end or whatever, usually when you go up 30, right, you usually win by 15. Right? Because again, teams you take your foot off the gas, you're running different players, different lineups, you're, shooting more threes and stuff like that than you would otherwise, because you're just trying to get out of the game at that point. Did JJ owe LeBron a favor or money and started Bronny? No, so a couple of things. Bronny's best game as a rookie last year, I think he had 17, was against the Milwaukee Bucks, right? So, he had his most success against this Bucks team. So I get that idea. Two, again, it's just you don't have Gabe, you don't have any of the other guys. Like, sure, you could have started Vander or something like that, but I think JJ wanted to instill the confidence in the young man. He's played well. He really has. Even in that OKC game, he played well. Right? Instill the confidence in the young man. I've said it a million times. Just because you start somebody doesn't mean they have to play 30 minutes. I've talked about that with Jared Vanderbilt. I've talked about that with a lot. Right? Giving somebody a start, there's no rule that, like, hey, if I start this guy, he has to play at least 25 minutes. Right? You saw Bronny started, he played 9 minutes or 10 minutes, right? Like, you knew I didn't expect him to play a ton of minutes unless he was shooting the lights out or something like that. But I didn't mind it. Honestly, I didn't hate it. I really did. His best game of his young career was against Milwaukee. He's been really good, again, as I mentioned, applying ball pressure, being a point of attack, being a defensive piece. I didn't mind it. I was totally okay with it. You can always change. You can always make the adjustment, right? Like, Bronny's getting torched out there, or just it's not going well. Just pull him out the game, put in Vando or whatever. Let's see. And Adu off-ball defense is very active, which is so nice. Yes. And he's got that long wingspan. He's got that athleticism. He's going to get, if he can navigate passing lanes, he's going to get a lot of steals because he's just got that length, athleticism. He's going to be able to just kind of stick that arm out. AR finally had a good game from 3. Yeah, I mean, his last few games have been terrible, but that's the thing, though, is that AR, at least from 3, again, he's been excellent this season, but at least from 3, he's one or the other, right? It's either he's lights out or he's either, what was he tonight? 5 of 9, or he's 1 of 9, right? Like there's no in between. It's not like, hey, he was, I guess 4, but 9 would be like what? That'd be a little over 40%, but even 3 of 7 or something like that, let's see. Oh, got another super chat. Here we go. Cosmin, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Man, Tyler, I was nervous when it dropped to 13. Glad we came out on top from being up 31. Honestly, obviously, if I had like a camera, I mean, I could show you. I really wasn't worried. Like, honestly, like I was just like chilling, watch the game. You knew that they were going to make a run. If they would have gotten it to, like I mentioned this earlier, if they would have gotten it to like 7 or something like that, then I probably would have stressed, depending on how much time was left in the game. If they got it to 7 with like 30 seconds left, then obviously I'm not worried about it. But like, if they would have continued that run, hit like 2 more threes, and then all of a sudden we look up and it's a 7-point. Now I'm worried because they have all the momentum, everything's swaying their way. Yeah, like them, like I mentioned, you knew they were going to go on a run. You knew they weren't just going to lay down. They were shooting awful, like god awful. Like you can't shoot any worse than that. Credit the Lakers defense some, but also they were missing a lot of just like wide open shots, a lot of wide open looks. You knew that eventually those were going to start to fall. And not just that, but just naturally teams, you go up that much. Like I mentioned earlier, right? Like when you go up 30, you're not trying to build the lead. You're just trying to maintain, right? Because building a lead runs the risk of you getting fouled and all that stuff, like, or not fouled, getting hurt and all that stuff, right? Like you're just trying not to lose it, right? You're just trying to maintain and just get out of there unscathed, unhealthy. Context is important. You're coming off of a back-to-back game. You're shorthanded, right? You're on the road. And, like, luckily the Lakers did what they were supposed to do, right? They did what they needed to do early on so they could weather it the rest of the game. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do early on, and then you get in that position, they outscore you by 22 or whatever it was in the second half. All of a sudden, that's a very different game. So, credit the Lakers for doing what they were supposed to do early on. Like I said, I really wasn't worried, like genuinely. I felt it was one of those things where it was just like, hey, you know what? It's part of the game. It happens. But I appreciate you nonetheless. You're awesome. Thank you. Lost my spot. Bear with me a second. Here we go. Let's see. I already got that one. No source, by the way, on LeBron coming back Tuesday. A bunch of clowns don't believe everything you see or hear. Yeah, I mean, so the report stems, so everyone's going like, everyone's kind of run away with it. I talked about this in my video. Like, the video is titled like, "Is LeBron coming back next week?" Right? There is damn it, was it Kobe Price? I think said basically every I'm paraphrasing, but essentially next week, every game you look at, you could say, is this the game that LeBron comes back? Because LeBron is coming back probably within the next week or so, right? Of course, people take that as LeBron's coming back Tuesday. Like, it's not what he said. That's not what this is. Or Monday. I think the game Monday, whenever the first Jazz game is. A lot of people took that and ran, right? Again, I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't come back until we get the homestand. So we play Utah, then we play Utah again after a 5-game stand. So it actually makes a lot of sense to kind of like keep Gabe rested, keep LeBron rested, because LeBron would only have to miss one more game, right? And then you get 5 days off, and then you get the homestand. So to me, don't be shocked if he ends up missing the next 2 at least. Right at the wrong. It's only when the Lakers lose, only when he control. We're the third team to get to double-digit wins, and the media really said we would be horrible and not even a play-in team. Where are the haters at now? Again, they need their clicks, they need their rage bait, they need their stuff. Again, let the Lakers games do the talking. Lakers keep getting them dubs. Great win, to be honest. That defensive lineup, JJ fielded that blew their lead up to 20 to 30. Plus needs to see more minutes. Yeah, I mean, look, when you're missing these many guys and stuff, it's a lot of trial and error, right? You're just throwing out different lineups, you're throwing out different rotations, you're trying to see, how does this look, how does that look, how does this look, right? So, and again, early on in general, like if you're ever going to experiment, now's the time to experiment, right? Because it is so early in the season, and you can always make the adjustments and just trying to gather the data. And one of the things that JJ and this coaching staff is really good at is kind of getting the data, right? So that's really good as well. So, how you see Bron fitting in? Kind of scared he's going to mess up the flow. I hope not, right? I mean, obviously there is that potential, right? That is absolutely a possibility. I don't think he will, right? LeBron said himself all offseason he worked on his catch and shoot 3. Right. 2, LeBron is arguably, if not the smartest basketball mind ever. One of, if not the greatest players ever. Like, there's no way he's looking at this and going like, hey, let me come in and just take over. Right. The team is having so much success. The team is playing so well. He's going to have his games. I've talked about it. Like, if I'm LeBron, I'm going to the team. I'm going, hey, I'm coming back. I don't want you guys to change a thing. Don't change a thing. I don't want you guys forcing, to look for me or anything. Like, just what you've been doing, I want you to keep doing. This is for me and JJ to figure out. JJ, the coach, who's drawing up the schemes to get LeBron in action, right? Moving without the basketball, and then LeBron fitting in himself. I do think there will be a little bit of a learning curve. And I do think that there will be no, at least a handful of games before LeBron is LeBron, right? You saw it even last year where he played, got hurt, came back was a couple weeks later or whatever, and it took him about 5 games to really get back into the swing of things, right? So I don't, I'm not worried about it yet. We'll see. I don't think LeBron is going to come in and just be like, hey, I'm going to dominate the basketball. LeBron has never had a team that has been good without him. Like Cavs, terrible. Miami, terrible. Even some of these Laker teams, terrible, right? The records are not great without him. So this team is a playoff, like genuine playoff team without him, right? So, this is a great opportunity. But like I've said it before, if this was 35-year-old LeBron, I don't think this works. I don't, because LeBron probably looking at it like, dude, I just came off of a championship. Like, I'm still him, all that stuff. 41-year-old LeBron in year 23, I think this will work much better because I think LeBron will be more willing to adapt. He said, wait, we are missing someone. Would you do a Portland, Gabe and Rui, Mavs, Rob Will III, and Thibault, LA Lakers, PJ Washington, Gafford? I don't know why Mavs would do that. Like, I don't know why you'd need a 3-team trade because, like, Robert Williams, they don't really, like, maybe if they trade Anthony Davis and do it, because Lakers could do either of those trades independently, right? Like, Lakers could just go trade for PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford. And if anything, especially if they're trading PJ Washington, they'd probably want Rui Hachimura more. And then if they're trading Daniel Gafford, sure, you could argue that maybe they want Robert Williams more. But again, if they have Anthony Davis could be your starting 5 unless you end up trading him at some point. But even then, you're hitting the reset button, right? I mean, all pieces either way are all expiring. So, obviously not counting Gafford and PJ. I actually think PJ is expiring. I'm talking about like Gabe, Rui, Rob, and Thibault. It doesn't need to be a 3-team is what I'm getting at. Like, if Lakers want PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, they could just make the trade for PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, right? Unless for whatever reason Mavs are like, hey, we really want Robert Williams and Thibault, but I just don't think that those two make sense for the Mavs as currently constructed, or even if they hit the rebuild, right? If they do a rebuild, then I still don't think it makes sense for them. So I think if the Lakers want PJ and Gafford and Mavs are really willing to trade both, then they just would do a straight trade. I mean, maybe you could argue it could be a 3-team trade just so that way. I mean, ultimately, Mavs are still trading with the Lakers, but I guess you could argue, Portland's the middleman. Like, so I think you just do the straight trade. Let's see. Searching for something real quick. Oh yeah, Laravia had great active hands tonight. Racked up a bunch of deflections. Yeah, he had a bunch of deflections. He had a couple steals, but he also had a bunch of deflections. Again, bad shooting nights happen. He's a role player. He's 23. He's young. There's a lot that he's going to need to improve on. He needs to get more consistent, right? He's been very inconsistent as far as scoring the basketball offensively, right? But again, there's more to the game of basketball than anything, right? Like Lakers or Jake LaRavia, right? He's a guy that has shown he can impact the game in several facets beyond scoring the basketball. When his shot is falling, that dude's one of the best players on the court for us those nights. But even when his shot's not falling, he rebounds well. I mean, the guy's basically a lock for 6 to 8 rebounds every night. Like every night, the guy is giving you 6 to 8 rebounds, playing defense. And I mean, playing defense great, and not just like power forwards or like, I mean, anybody. Like he's switching. We've seen him defend centers. He's defending Giannis on a couple possessions, right? Like, so again, Jake LaRavia has done an excellent job of just being that just kind of Swiss Army knife piece for us. This is why I said people rush to judgment after a few games, and now the team has come out and played well. This NBA, you're going to lose games. Yeah, absolutely. I still maintain personally that the Lakers still need help. They need athleticism, stuff like that. But yeah, again, like not Chicken Little, the sky has fallen. Again, the pendulum swing, as I always call it, right? Anytime Lakers lose, oh my God, the worst team ever in basketball. Oh, this is why they trade everybody, fire everybody. And then the Lakers win. Oh, we're the greatest team in all of basketball. See, look, we're coming. No one's going to beat us. Lakers in 4. Right? Like, just, it's how it works. It comes with the territory. Oh, hey, look, you guys spoke them into existence. He heard his name. His spider senses were tingling. Let's see. Luka is my GOAT. I don't care. Yeah, he's been fantastic. I mean, the guy's, what do you say? The guy is otherworldly. Future Laker Giannis making sure our rookie gets the ball. Yeah, exactly. He's just like, hey, go give this to. It's the peace offering, right? It's the peace. But here you go. Hey, I do coming next season. Enjoy Milwaukee, buddy. Right? Because I mean, honestly, if we end up trading for Giannis, the dude's probably going. So it's probably like, here's the basketball. Enjoy Milwaukee next year. Do you think Derrick Jones Jr. will be available given the Clippers record? I'm back full. Do you think he'd be? He's definitely somebody I'd keep an eye on. Clippers, look, if Clippers have a fire, so Clippers have like several guys that make a ton of sense for the Lakers team. I would love Derrick Jones Jr. He like, particularly alongside Luka, right, became kind of like the ideal prototype 3-and-D guy. Twitchy, athletic, could defend 1 through 3 for you at a high level and knock down the open 3 with consistency. He last season really even going, because that was the question. Okay, he's going to Clippers. Like, is he going to be able to kind of maintain that? He actually was. He was actually very good for the Clippers. So if you can work that out to where you can get him on the Lakers, I would be fully on it. Because again, it gives you a versatile defensive player, whether he starts or comes off the bench, versatile defensive two-way player that has athleticism, foot speed, right? Push the pace, get out in transition, right? He's a guy that can defend 1 through 3 for you at a high level, rebound the basketball, do all the dirty work. The Bucks are a very good team. Agreed. Let's see. Go Lakers. Awesome win. 10-4. Yes, it was beautiful. I love it. These are the kind of games that I enjoy. Everyone block water. Dude, I know water's wet, not for everybody, but people love water's wet. Like, anytime he's not in the live stream, people are disappointed. So, I let it go. Let him do his stroll. Him and with Tyrese. There we go. Water is wet and Tyrese are kind of like, the local troll celebrities here. I mean, look, if it bugs you, then yeah, absolutely, by all means. But people seem to love it. It gets a lot of interaction, a lot of engagement. Still heard about the OKC. Come on, be better. We're a good team, but crying about the Lakers losing the next day. Yeah, look, I mean, losses like OKC happen. It's tough loss. You take it. It's tough pill to swallow. You take it and you move on, right? Like, how do you respond? You rattled off 2 straight wins and you have a chance to win several more. OKC can't beat us with LeBron. Again, LeBron changes that matchup pretty significantly. Let's see. Connect had a 30-point game off the bench last year when LeBron was playing. Yes. Hopefully he kind of finds some rhythm when LeBron gets back. OKC game never happened. I don't know that OKC. It absolutely hurt. I feel like we saw them in the Western Conference Finals. Right now, we'd get swept unless Braun shows out. I don't know. Because again, there's a big difference between regular season and playoffs. I mean, it's almost a different sport, right? Even OKC, you saw OKC have some struggles adjusting to playoffs last season. I mean, they almost lost to Denver. They should have lost to Denver, right? Like, there's a couple struggles, right? But 1, that. 2, it's very different when you play a team 7 times in a row, right? And Lakers have had OKC's number, like I mentioned. Like, Lakers have done a good job against OKC. So I wouldn't have been as worried. Obviously, if Austin Reeves plays like that or plays like the Minnesota series, then we're in trouble. But assuming Austin Reeves kind of figures some stuff out, then I think they have a real shot at beating them. Like I don't think it'd be a walkthrough or anything, but who was Vanderbilt keeping that game ball for? A dude Thiero. Lakers on pace for a 59-23 record, which I love. I still, they'll have some wins and losses. I'd love if they win 59 games. Partially, I think my prediction was 53. I said I thought that they'd win 53, which would be huge if they did. Two or three pieces, and we are there for the show. Yes. Give him some more reps in garbage time. I'll let him get comfortable. Yeah. I mean, even when he was, I know it was only like a minute and a half or whatever, but like even in that time, I mean, like I said, I thought he didn't stand around. He made some nice plays. He was ready. Like, again, give him some opportunity. The double big lineups we were running seemed pretty solid. I didn't mind, like, you need somebody other than Max Kleber. Like Max Kleber just, again, he's too slow footed. They just kept putting him in the spin cycle, man. I did like his floor spacing, right? I would like to see a little more Ayton Hayes 2-man game, like double big lineup, because especially the way Ayton's shooting the mid range right now, I wouldn't mind kind of just experimenting with that. I'm not saying it's something that you'd start or like that's the future lineup or anything like that, but I wouldn't hate seeing something like that. I just left the game. Adu Thiero's debut, awesome active. Seeing it from the 24th row, go Lakers, beautiful. I love it. I know. I wish I would have been able to go catch that game. I responded to your comment that you left. Next year, that's the goal. That's the plan. It was just terrible timing. I literally am in the middle of a move, so it's just like, still haven't fully finished my office yet. But glad you enjoyed the game. Glad you also got to see a dude Thiero make his debut. What's going on, Jello? Jello, what's going on? I appreciate you as always. I kind of realized after the OKC game that our 3-point volume should go up because our other guys don't create well on their own. Them taking more threes could help. Particularly Rui. Rui's shooting like insane from 3-point range. I don't know why he doesn't get more 3-point attempts. Again, it's you're trying to break down the defense. You don't want to become, because the problem is we don't have a ton of great 3-point shooters. So you don't want to become like the Celtics, the year that they won where they're taking 53s a game. You would like to get a little bit of an uptick. I do think it goes up when LeBron comes back. I think LeBron is going to average like 8 threes a game, like genuinely. Again, I could be completely wrong, but last year his 3-point volume went up, and he said this year all he did was work on his catch and shoot threes. I think he's going to take probably 8 threes a game. I think half of his attempts are from 3-point range. So that might actually just naturally go up. Guys, I'm ready to play the Rockets or the Pistons or something, a team with some really good D. Pause. Because I want to see how we play against the comp. Yeah, I mean, I would love to, start playing the high end teams and start rattling off some wins here and showing everybody like, hey, that OKC game was just that. It's just an outlier, right? Lakers need to finish 2 or 3 in the West. They will avoid Denver and OKC until the Western Finals. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, with this current team, I'm not worried about anybody. Obviously, it's early. We'll see if that changes as time progresses. Last year, though, like I even said, I would have rather played Denver than Minnesota just because of how physical overall and the athleticism and all that stuff that Minnesota has. I just thought Minnesota was a bad matchup. I'm really not like worried about Denver like I was in past years. And it's because of Luka. Like Luka loves to play Denver. And look, maybe Lakers play Denver again and it's the same result. I don't think it is. I think a Denver Lakers series, I think Luka's like ridiculous. That's his buddy. He wants to embarrass him, right? Please, Blackwater's try. Let's see. Needs more DBZ boasters. 100%. I need more. I need boasters. Period. I gotta. I gotta start getting everything together. I just been, like I said, just swamped right now. Um, let's see. Will LeBron fit in or fit out? I mean, we'll see. That's going to be a real question mark, right? Um, let me see. Golden State ARB. Um, let's see. What do you expect from a dude Thiero this year? Realistic expectation wise, just being an extender, being a guy that can go out there and just embrace the dirty work, embrace the grit, right? Like if a dude Thiero wants minutes and consistent minutes, he's got to play the way he played today, right? Not settling, not just watching the ball, going after it, tracking down the ball, winning those 50-50 balls, creating advantage plays, live ball turnovers, playing hard-nosed defense, right? Just embracing that. What I expect from Thiero is just that, right? Like again, just be undeniable, right? Like offensively, I'm not expecting a ton from him. I do think he has the potential to, I don't think he's doesn't get much worse than Jared Vanderbilt, so I don't think he'll be worse than Jared Vanderbilt. But it's really just him finding his comfort zone. He's a guy that I don't necessarily expect to be game like otherworldly for like that's it. He's our starter this year or anything like nothing like that. Playoffs, I don't even necessarily think he'll be in our rotation, but I do think that he's a guy that can be over the rest of the season. How many games we got left? 68, right? I think is what we got left. 68 games. Over these next 68 games, I think he's a guy that can be a difference maker in impact plays, winning plays. Just again, be a Jared Vanderbilt-esque. I was there. Rui and Reeves are like love bugs on the bench. It is. It's great to see. It's great to see the chemistry and stuff. Would you trade Austin for Franz Wagner? Personally, no, because I do think even if you think Franz is better, I do think it's a little too much of a lateral move, right? Like if you're going to trade Austin Reeves, you need, and there is an argument to be made of, Franz is another guy that can self-create and do all those things. But to me, if you're going to trade Austin Reeves, it needs to be for like a clear, like, a big time star, not necessarily saying like it has to be on something like that, or you have to solve your needs, right? Even if it's a lateral move in the sense of like offense or whatever, or even maybe like a downgrade offensively in shot creation, but a significant upgrade, defensively, stuff like that. Like again, if you could get like a Jaden McDaniels package, right? I'm not saying just swap the two. I'm saying like a package centered around Jaden McDaniels that then you could go take and do something else, something like that, right? Like where it's like you're getting, one of the premier young 3-and-D wings that could solve major needs for you while still getting assets that then allow you to go do other things, or maybe even another piece, whatever, right? Like that's just kind of an example that came to my head. But anything like, any type of like lateral moves or anything like that, personally, I wouldn't do. Snorlax, what is going on? Yo, what's good? Really solid Lakers win. Luka amazes me basically every game. You're not wrong. Been a whole pregnant woman to birth since Luka trade, and I still can't believe it. Seriously, it's just it's crazy. It really is. It's unreal. Like it still almost feels fake, right? There's still like moments, like he's just like doing stuff out there, and you're just like, man, is tonight the night I wake up and it was all a dream? Like, is tonight the night I wake up and Luke is not really a Laker? Let's see. What if we could trade for Dylan and Nick and another 3-and-D wing? I mean, technically, you could. I think the Lakers would be the best team in basketball, right? I mean, you bring in Dylan Brooks, obviously, as a 3-and-D wing, but also a guy that brings toughness, right? Physicality, which is what you need. An upgrade at the backup center position, and Nick Richards. And then if you could go get another wing, Matisse Thybulle, a Keon Ellis, especially a Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis would be seamless. I think you're the best team in all of basketball at that point. Or one of them, definitely one of them. Let's see. Beating the Bucks in their crib is a big deal. Fisher's Forum has been a house of horrors for the Lakers the last couple of years. Yeah. And Luka. I mean, they even put up that stat where Luka's averaging like 40 against them and has lost the last 4 games. So that was a great win. That really was. Tyler, do you prefer Dillon Brooks or Wiggins? That's tough because both give you what you need, but both also do very different things. So Dillon Brooks both guys give you the 3 and D element, right? A guy that can defend 1 through 3, knock down the 3 ball with consistency, right? Dillon Brooks gives you more toughness, more physicality, but he also is a guy that, is going to have the antics, right? Andrew Wiggins, you kind of know what you're going to get. Andrew Wiggins, however, is a better shot creator and wouldn't be as reliant on Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. However, I think what Dillon Brooks, if I'm not mistaken, is much cheaper than Andrew Wiggins. Dillon Brooks also, what he does, I think, is a better overall fit for what the Lakers need than Andrew Wiggins. So if you could get Dillon Brooks and Andrew Wiggins for the same price, I would rather have Dillon Brooks because, and I think Andrew Wiggins is the better player. But the best attribute about Andrew Wiggins is his ability to self-create, his ability to get the basketball and just go score, and on any given night can be your second best guy, right? Or third best guy, whatever, right? The thing is, though, how often is he going to get that chance? How realistically, how many opportunities is he going to get beyond just being that spot up, catch and shoot 3 guy and then defending 1 through 3? You might have to get Wiggins more involved to keep him invested. I don't think you have that problem with Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks knows his role, plays his role, and will embrace it. You just want me to stand in the corner all game and shoot 3s? No problem. You want me to go punch that guy in the face? No problem. Right? Like I would rather live with Dillon Brooks' antics, right? Because I just think it'll be a better natural fit. Again, I think Andrew Wiggins is the better player, but it's not always about the names on the back of the jerseys. It's not always about like who's better. It's who's the better fit and who will play the role for what we need more. So I would personally give me Dillon Brooks. Reeves also seems like his 3 ball is back, which you absolutely love to see. I'm not there yet. I mean, it was 1 game, but it would be nice. It would be nice if he can start to get his 3 ball back. I talked about this the other day. Really need to see that. Really need to see him start to get more comfortable out there with that 3 ball. And just consistently, especially playing off ball. I think Wiggins will vault the Lakers into the same tier as OKC. It's very, very, very possible. Let's see. Do a couple more and then I'm going to skate on out of here. Let's see. Watch the game for the 24th row. Ayton's defense was integral. Yeah, without a doubt. The lob to Ayton is a threatening weapon, but seeing Thiero's defense, he looks like better. He's bigger for sure. Yeah, I mean, look, Ayton just applies so much pressure to opposing teams, and especially this game, you saw it, right? Like his ability to not only be that lob threat, be that roll man, but also a guy that can knock down the mid-range, really opens things up nicely, really just applies that pressure. And he's been just so well bought in defensively. Just he's a guy that's really just done a nice job of just buying in defensively. And I mean, the guy's defending out on the perimeter. He's doing everything you can ask for and then some. So I'm right there with you. Bronny is actually decent on defense and passing, not bad either, even those limited minutes. Look, like I said, Bronny's been great in the role in limited minutes he's playing. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's getting 10 minutes a game at that. I mean, he started and literally got 10 minutes, right? So, but he's a guy that I think, again, he's shown the ability to be an excellent on-ball player, apply that ball pressure, and be that point of attack guy. I mean, that's what you're looking for. Again, he's younger than our draft pick. Like, people are so excited about a dude Thiero right now. Bronny's younger than, like, what does Bronny look like in 2 years, right? Like, we're all like, hey, what, man, just give Thiero like 2 years and let's see what he can do, right? Like, imagine Bronny in 2 years, right? He's younger. Also super cool to see a dude in the game and get a rebound. That was actually pretty big, and able to get that big dunk at the end. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, kind of just get him his first buckets, his first points. It was beautiful. I hope the Lakers don't trade their draft pick for 2026 draft. The talent for the next draft is deep. Yeah, this is excellent draft. Excellent draft. Thank you for the perfect explanation, my friend. Of course. Appreciate you guys. Let me do. Let's see. Got a super chat. Perfect way to kind of wrap this up here. Melvin coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to end it here. Unless obviously if I get another super chat, then I'll answer those. But outside of that, been going over an hour, so I'm gonna skate out of here and then got some videos and stuff, especially because it's not super late, which I like. So I can get a little head start on some stuff, get a head start on some work. But Melvin coming out $2 super chat. What are your thoughts on Bronny James starting? So I don't know if you were here earlier for it. But absolutely. Let's go over it again. So I loved it. I'm fine with it. Right. Bronny's best game, young career, right? Year two. Like, it's not like he has this, crazy career, but his best game of his career was against the Milwaukee Bucks. Right. So a team that he had his best game against, and I think he had like 17. I think he dished out like 5 assists, something like that. But point is, that was his best game, right? Best game was against the Milwaukee Bucks. Secondly, you don't have Gabe, because if Gabe was playing, Gabe starts. You don't have Gabe. You don't have why am I blanking? Marcus Smart. There we go. You don't have Gabe. You don't have Marcus Smart. So you don't have your two guard on ball defensive pieces. Bronny James has also been very good as that point of attack, as that on ball defender, as that just kind of aggressive, applying that ball pressure. So I love what we've seen from him, even in that OKC game. Why not reward the young man, right? Again, just because somebody starts, and I've talked about this with Jared Vanderbilt and the argument for Jared Vanderbilt starting, because people be like, yeah, but he can only give him like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, that's fine, right? Like, you still start him, right? Like, there's no rule in the rule book that says if you start somebody, they have to play 30 minutes, right? So then you could start Bronny and play him 10 minutes like you did, but it shows the nod. It's the tap, the cap tip. Hey, you know what? I've seen what you've done. I've seen the work you've put in. I've seen how good you've been in those minutes. I've seen, just the effort you're attributing to this team and how well you're doing. Hey, let's give a nod to the young man. Let's let him get the opportunity. I loved it, honestly. Like, I did. I loved it. I think it's great. Right? Again, you can always make the change quickly if you need to. If things would have started getting out of hand in that game, pull him out, put in Vando, right? No big deal, right? Like, again, it's just, like, is Bronny going to be the reason that they go down by 30 in 3 minutes? Probably not, right? Like, so again, let him start, let him get some burn, build some confidence, feels good about himself. He gets to go out there. He gets to hear his name with the starters, right? He gets to see his name with the start. It's great. It's good confidence building for a young man. And a young man that has played very well. I say it all the time. Remove Bronny's name. So many people look at him as LeBron's son that they ignore everything else. If that was anybody else, we'd be talking about how we got the steal of the draft last year. And yeah, his offense, don't worry, that's going to come. But he's getting to his spots. He's playing well. The guy's defense has been great. Blah, 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 blah. Like, we'd be hyping him up like he's, the next great, like he's the next Ja Morant, right? Like, but defensive, right? Like, so again, I loved what we saw from him, and I love that they started, right? Again, instill some confidence in your young players. He's a young player, still some confidence. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna skate on out of here, get a head start, get ahead on some videos and stuff for you guys, manana. But great win. Right, we have a stretch coming up here where we're going to be able to to, if Lakers do what they're supposed to do, are going to really be able to get ahead, right? So I am really excited for that. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But anyway, again, appreciate you guys. Everyone that give me super chats, thank you so much. Seriously, I really do appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. You have no idea. Everybody that was here, you guys are beautiful. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. And I will see you guys on, what is it, Monday? Jazz game, whenever the Jazz game is. Monday, Tuesday. I appreciate you guys.